Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, what if Naruto became a sensor ninja after meeting Karin? Part 1. If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. The evening sun dipped below the trees as the air shimmered with chakra. Konoha's forests were quiet, save for the faint hum of energy rippling through the leaves. Deep within that silence, Naruto Uzumaki stood motionless, eyes closed, focusing. He could feel them, the distant presences of villages training, the gentle flicker of chakra from animals, even the faint pulse of wind brushing his skin. It was new, strange, but exhilarating. This wasn't something he learned from Jiraiya or Kakashi. This was something different, something he had learned from her. It had all started months ago, during a joint mission between Konoha and Kasagakure. Team Kakashi had been sent to track a rogue band of missing nin who had been raiding border towns. Naruto, Sakura, and Sai were moving through the dense forest when they stumbled upon a crimson-haired kunoichi being attacked by the same group they were hunting. Her name was Karin Uzumaki, and like Naruto, she carried the blood of the Uzumaki clan. At first, they were cautious. She was wary, sharp-tongued, and far from friendly. But when Naruto saw her use her chakra to sense the location of every attacker, predicting their movements before they appeared, he was stunned. "Whoa, you just knew they were coming before they even showed up," he'd said, his blue eyes wide. Karin had just smirked, adjusting her glasses. "It's called being a sensor-type ninja, idiot. You should try feeling instead of charging in blind." Quote, that single encounter changed everything. When the mission ended, Naruto couldn't stop thinking about her ability. He realized how many times he had failed because he couldn't sense danger before it came. If he'd been a sensor back when pain attacked, maybe fewer people would have died. If he could sense others' emotions, maybe he could have reached Sasuke sooner. So, for the first time in his life, Naruto decided to learn something not flashy, something that required focus, control, and stillness. He sought Karin out again. She was living quietly under Konoha's protection, having defected from Orochimaru's ranks. At first, she laughed at the idea. "You, a sensor ninja, you can't even stay quiet for 5 seconds. Quote, but Naruto didn't give up. Every day he came to her, sitting cross-legged, trying to extend his chakra field while Karin monitored his progress. It was hard, painfully hard. Naruto's chakra was too wild, too massive. His attempts to sense others felt like trying to hear whispers during a thunderstorm. But day after day, he improved. Slowly, his chaotic chakra began to calm under her guidance. Karin was astonished. "You're a natural Uzumaki after all. That chakra pull of yours, it's insane. But now, you're learning to listen to it." In time, Naruto's sensing became sharp. He could feel the faint signatures of insects crawling across tree bark. He could detect lies through subtle chakra fluctuations. When someone's emotions shifted, he felt it like a breeze changing direction. But what truly shocked Karin was how Naruto's empathic nature evolved with his sensing ability. He didn't just sense chakra, he felt hearts. He could feel the pain hidden behind Sakura's forced smiles, the doubt buried within Kakashi's calm voice, even the darkness that had started growing inside Sasuke. Karin once caught him sitting alone under a tree, tears in his eyes. "Idiot, why are you crying?" she asked. Naruto smiled weakly. "Because I can feel everyone's sadness now, and I finally understand what they carry." Quote, for the first time, Karin was silent. She saw in him something she hadn't expected, a heart strong enough to endure others' pain without breaking. Months later, when an enemy infiltration threatened Konoha's outer walls, it was Naruto, not the Hyuga, not Anbu, who detected it first. His sensing field stretched across half the village, catching the faint malicious chakra of disguised intruders. He led the counterattack with precision, calling out enemy positions before anyone saw them. The Leaf's victory was swift and clean. After the battle, Tsunade summoned him. "I never thought I'd see the day you'd outdo the sensory core," she said, half amused, half impressed. Naruto just grinned. "Guess I had a good teacher." Karin, watching from the shadows, couldn't help but smile faintly. But power always brings consequence. The deeper Naruto's sensing grew, the more he felt things no one else could. The chakra of the 9 tails pulsing with rage. The hollow sorrow buried in the villagers' hearts. The faint, faraway darkness that was Sasuke's burning hatred. It was overwhelming, like being connected to every pain in the world. Karin tried to warn him. Naruto, don't push too far. Sensor types can lose themselves in others' emotions. You'll drown if you don't hold on to yourself. But Naruto refused to stop. If I can understand their pain, I can stop more suffering. I can save them all. He pushed harder, reaching beyond Konoha, feeling chakra signatures across entire regions. For a fleeting second, he felt Sasuke's energy in the distance, cold, lonely, and burning like fire. Hang on, Sasuke, he whispered. I can feel you now. And far away, in the depths of darkness, Sasuke paused mid-training, sensing something too, an unfamiliar warmth brushing against his hatred. What was that? He muttered. The bond between them had never been stronger. That night, Naruto stood on the Hokage monument, the wind blowing through his hair. He closed his eyes, extending his chakra outward. He could feel Konoha breathing, every person, every heartbeat, every dream. He smiled faintly. This is what being Hokage really means. To feel everyone, and still protect them all. From the shadows below, Karin watched him, arms crossed but eyes soft. You really are something else, Naruto Uzumaki. Quote, the wind carried her voice away as Naruto's sensing field expanded beyond anything seen before, stretching toward the horizon, glowing faintly under the moonlight. A storm was coming, and for the first time, Naruto would face it not with brute force, but with awareness, empathy, and unshakable resolve. The moon hung heavy above Konoha, casting a silver glow over the rooftops. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying traces of chakra, faint, delicate, yet alive. Naruto sat cross-legged at the edge of the Hokage monument, his hands resting on his knees, his breathing calm and steady. Karin's voice echoed in his head. Greater than, don't force it. Sensing chakra isn't about power. It's about stillness. Listen, let your chakra flow, and the world will speak back to you. He focused. His mind grew quiet. Slowly, the world came alive around him, like an invisible tapestry of threads connecting all living things. Each flicker of chakra had a rhythm, a voice, an emotion. He could feel them all. He could feel Konohamaru training below, frustrated but determined. He could feel Sakura in the hospital, her chakra glowing gently as she healed a child's wound. He could feel Hinata meditating near the Hyuga compound, her chakra pulse calm and gentle, like ripples in a pond. And then there was Karin. Her chakra signature, fiery, sharp, yet warm, was distinct from everyone else's. She was pacing near the old training ground, her mind restless. Naruto smiled faintly, sensing her agitation even before she spoke. Still up there, idiot. She muttered aloud, glancing toward the mountain. Don't overdo it. Naruto chuckled softly. Guess I'm not the only one awake. She froze. Wait, you could hear that. I could feel you thinking it. Quote, Karin groaned, brushing her hair back. You're getting too good at this. Next thing I know, you'll be reading minds. Naruto grinned. Not minds, hearts. As weeks passed, Naruto's progress astonished even the elders. With his chakra control refined by Karin's methods, he learned to stretch his sensory range far beyond standard limits. While most sensor types could detect chakra across a few kilometers, Naruto could sense movements across entire regions. Tsunade tested him by sending a team of elite shinobi to the outskirts of the Fire Country without warning. Naruto pinpointed every one of them within minutes. It's not just sensing, Shikamaru had said, amazed. It's like he's mapping the emotional state of everything around him. This is new. But it wasn't just about detection, it was about connection. Naruto began to sense when people were in distress, even without seeing them. He could find lost children by feeling their fear. He could detect spies hidden under genjutsu, recognizing the subtle anxiety in their chakra flow. He was no longer just a loudmouth ninja chasing dreams, he was the pulse of the village itself. Karin watched from afar, her pride mixed with unease. He's pushing past what any sensor has ever done. Even I can't feel what he feels now. She knew there was danger in this gift. Sensing too deeply could blur the line between self and others. A strong empath could drown in the world's pain. And Naruto, with his kind heart, was the most vulnerable of all. One rainy night, he felt it. A familiar darkness, heavy, suffocating, and cold. Sasuke. Naruto's eyes snapped open. The sensation was unmistakable. His chakra trembled as he extended his awareness across the borders, through storm and forest, until it reached a flickering flame surrounded by hatred. He could feel Sasuke's loneliness, his rage, his confusion. Naruto's fists clenched. You're still hurting, and you're still alone. Karin appeared behind him, soaked from the rain, her eyes serious. You found him, didn't you? Quote. He nodded silently. She stepped closer. Naruto, you can't go charging after him. If you connect to that much darkness, it'll consume you. But Naruto shook his head. Then I'll light it up. He didn't wait for permission. The next morning, Naruto left Konoha. His chakra sense guided him like a compass through valleys and rivers until he found himself standing in the ruins of an old fortress, a place once used by Orochimaru. There, hidden among shadows, was Sasuke. Lightning flickered around him as he turned, his Sharingan glowing. Naruto. The name came out like a curse, yet beneath the cold tone was something deeper, something trembling. Naruto didn't move. He didn't prepare to fight. He just listened. He could feel Sasuke's chakra, burning like a storm, but broken, fractured at its core. You've been fighting everyone, but mostly yourself, Naruto said softly. You don't have to carry all of it alone. Sasuke scoffed. You think your new tricks can make me forget what they did to our clan? Naruto shook his head. No, but I can feel your pain now. I know how heavy it is. And I'm still here, just like before. For a moment, the tension cracked. Sasuke's chakra wavered, grief mixing with confusion, then anger surged back stronger than ever. Don't pretend you understand me. Sasuke shouted, his Chidori crackling to life. You'll never know what it's like to lose everything. Naruto's chakra flared too, not with aggression, but with calm radiance. Maybe not, but I can feel it now, Sasuke. All of it, and I won't let that pain take you away. Their energies collided, not in battle, but in emotion. The ground trembled as Naruto's empathic chakra wrapped around Sasuke's fury like a tide calming a raging sea. Sasuke staggered back, gasping. What are you doing? Naruto smiled faintly. Sharing your burden. For a heartbeat, Sasuke saw something, not a rival, not a fool, but a boy who had suffered, endured, and understood. And then, like a flash of lightning, Sasuke vanished into the storm. Naruto collapsed to his knees, exhausted. Karin appeared moments later, helping him up. You idiot, you could have died. Naruto managed a tired smile. He's still out there, but now, I can reach him. Weeks passed. Naruto continued to refine his sensory abilities, expanding them through meditation and battle alike. He learned to blend sensory perception with combat, predicting movements by chakra rhythm, reading intent before strikes landed. He became something no one had ever seen, a fighter who could anticipate emotion before attack, a shinobi whose empathy was his greatest weapon. Even the Nine Tails stirred within him, intrigued. Greater than, you've grown, brat, Kurama's deep voice rumbled. You're not fighting with power alone anymore. You're fighting with understanding. That's dangerous. Naruto chuckled. Guess that's what it means to be a ninja of Konoha, right? Kurama huffed, amused. No, that's what it means to be you. That night, under a quiet moon, Naruto and Karin stood side by side overlooking the village. The lights below shimmered like stars fallen to earth. You've changed, she said softly. You're calmer now, more in tune. Naruto grinned. Guess you're rubbing off on me. She laughed, rolling her eyes. You wish, but deep down, she knew the truth. Naruto had become something the world had never seen before. A shinobi who didn't just fight for peace, but could feel the hearts of those he fought for. And somewhere beyond the horizon, Sasuke's chakra flickered faintly, no longer consumed by rage, but uncertain, wavering. Naruto looked toward the distant night sky, his voice soft but determined. I'll find you, Sasuke. Not through battle, but through the bond we share. The wind carried his words far into the darkness, a promise, a vow, and a heartbeat that echoed across the world. The moon hung pale over the forest, its light breaking through mist and shadow. The world around Naruto hummed with invisible life, trees, insects, streams, the faint flicker of distant chakra. Every vibration carried meaning, and every pulse spoke to him like a whisper. Naruto had trained relentlessly since that day with Sasuke. His body bore the marks of fatigue, but his chakra was sharp, like lightning guided by intuition. Each breath expanded his sensory field farther, wider, deeper, until the very fabric of nature trembled at his awareness. Karin often watched from the sidelines, leaning against a tree with her arms crossed. Her crimson hair glowed faintly in the moonlight, her expression unreadable. She had seen Naruto transform from a reckless loudmouth into something both terrifying and awe-inspiring, a ninja who could feel the heartbeat of the world. Focus, she said one evening as Naruto stood in the clearing, sweat dripping from his forehead. You're letting your emotions bleed into your sensing. Keep your mind clear, or you'll lose control. Quote, Naruto smirked, panting lightly. Easier said than done. My emotions are what drive me. Karin sighed. That's exactly the problem, idiot. A true sensor doesn't just feel, they interpret. You can't save everyone just because you sense their pain. Quote, Naruto's eyes softened. But if I don't try, then what's the point of having this power? For a moment, Karin didn't answer. She saw herself in him, the same Uzumaki stubbornness, the same aching need to connect. But unlike her, Naruto had something she'd lost long ago, hope. Fine, she murmured, then I'll make sure you don't burn out chasing it. Weeks passed, and word of Naruto's new abilities spread quietly through Konoha. He was no longer just the loud orphan, or the nine-tails brat. The sensory division began training with him. Even Anbu began requesting his assistance on missions requiring deep detection or emotional analysis. One mission stood out, a high-level operation to track a group of spies hiding under perfect chakra cloaks. Even the Hyuga's Byakugan failed to locate them. Naruto closed his eyes, reaching outward. For several minutes, there was only silence. Then, a shift, a breath, a heartbeat out of rhythm. There, he said suddenly, pointing west. 3 signatures. They're masking fear. I can feel the hesitation in their chakra flow. Quote, the Anbu captain blinked. Masking fear. Naruto grinned. Yeah, when someone's pretending to be calm, their chakra pulses offbeat, like their heart's lying. The strike team moved. Minutes later, 3 disguised infiltrators were dragged out of hiding, the genjutsu broken. Confirmed, the captain reported. He didn't just sense their chakra, he read it. That night, Tsunade summoned him. She stood by the window of her office, gazing out at the sleeping village. You've done well, Naruto, she said. But be careful, this level of sensory perception, it's double-edged. You'll see things no one else can, feel things no one else should. Naruto's gaze hardened. If it means protecting everyone, I'll take that risk. Quote, Tsunade smiled faintly. You really are your father's son. But not everyone was pleased. Deep within the village, Danzo watched Naruto's progress with growing unease. The idea of an empathic sensor who could detect deception terrified him. Root's secrecy relied on shadows, and Naruto was becoming a light too bright to ignore. This power of his, Danzo muttered to his subordinates, could expose everything. Even the Foundation. He ordered surveillance, sending covert operatives to watch Naruto and Karin. They found nothing incriminating, but Danzo's paranoia only grew. If he continues on this path, he said coldly, he may become a threat greater than any Jinchuriki. Meanwhile, Naruto's connection with Kurama deepened through sensing. For the first time, he could truly feel the beast's emotions, the ancient bitterness, the exhaustion, the quiet longing buried under centuries of hate. Inside the seal, Kurama growled, unsettled. Greater than, you're meddling too deeply, boy. Stay out of my thoughts. Naruto didn't flinch. You're angry, but, it's not just rage, is it? You're tired. You've been trapped in hatred for too long. Kurama's crimson eyes widened slightly. He hadn't expected understanding, certainly not from this human brat. Greater than, you think you can comprehend me? Naruto smiled. No, but I can feel you. And that's enough for now. For the first time, Kurama fell silent. That day marked a shift in their bond. Naruto didn't need to fight the Nine Tails, he could reach him. Months later, the 5-cage summit was announced. Tensions were high, and Naruto's new sensory prowess made him a key diplomatic tool. Tsunade sent him as an observer and protector. As he entered the meeting hall, the air was thick with distrust. Each cage sat surrounded by guards, their chakra guarded, masked. But Naruto could feel it all. The distrust from the Raikage. The cautious composure of the Mizukage. The political chill of the Tsuchikage. And beneath it all, a hidden tremor, a malicious presence watching from afar. Without warning, Naruto's eyes snapped open. Someone's masking their chakra. There's an assassin hidden in the chamber. The Raikage slammed his fist down. What? Impossible. Naruto pointed toward the far corner. There, a flicker, then a shadow burst from invisibility, lunging toward the Mizukage. Before anyone could react, Naruto's chakra surged outward like a wave, freezing the intruder mid-step. The guards subdued the assassin instantly. Every eye in the hall turned to Naruto. Tsuchikage leaned back with a smirk. Well, Konoha's brat just saved our lives. Didn't see that coming. Raikage crossed his arms. You've got potential, kid. Not bad for someone so noisy. Naruto laughed nervously. Hey, guess I'm finally useful, huh? Tsunade, watching from behind, smiled proudly. But Karin, standing beside him, looked troubled. Naruto, you're all just spiked. You're drawing too much from your empathy. You're burning up inside. Naruto clenched his fist. I'll be fine. But that night, when everyone rested, he sat alone under the stars, trembling. His chakra sense had reached too far during the summit. He had felt everything, the fear, the greed, the hatred of every leader, every guard, every shadow watching them. It was like drowning in emotion. Karin found him on his knees, clutching his chest, gasping for breath. His chakra flared wildly, unstable. Idiot, she shouted, rushing to his side. You overextended again. I can't stop, Naruto said weakly. If I shut it out, I'll lose what I've gained. I can't go back to not feeling. Karin slapped him across the face. Hard. Then feel this. You can't save everyone if you destroy yourself first. For a moment, silence. Then Naruto broke into a small, tired laugh. You sound like Sakura. Karin's glare softened. Yeah, well, maybe she's right sometimes. Naruto looked up at her, eyes glowing faintly under the moonlight. Thanks, Karin. Just don't make me heal your stupid heart next time, she muttered, turning away. In the weeks that followed, Naruto learned to balance empathy and control. His sensory abilities became sharper, more disciplined, not wild emotion, but refined awareness. He began training young Konoha ninja in meditation and sensory focus, teaching them how to listen to the heartbeat of life rather than just fight it. One day, while meditating atop the Hokage monument, Naruto felt something extraordinary, a gentle pulse that wasn't human. It was ancient, deep, and vast. The chakra of the world itself. For a moment, he saw everything, the rivers flowing with life, the forests breathing, the stars pulsing like living entities. His awareness transcended distance, transcended time. He wasn't just sensing life anymore. He was life. When he opened his eyes, tears streamed down his face. This is what it means to be truly connected. Karin, watching from afar, felt her heart tighten. Greater than, he's not just a sensor anymore. He's something far greater. And far away, in the quiet of the night, Sasuke stirred, feeling a faint warmth across his chest, as if a distant heartbeat was calling him home. Naruto smiled faintly, sensing him. It's not over, Sasuke. No matter how far you go, I'll always find you. The wind whispered through the leaves, carrying the promise of reunion, and the dawn of a shinobi who could touch hearts across worlds. The night was silent, yet alive, humming with chakra currents invisible to the human eye. Every tree, every gust of wind, every flicker of flame whispered its own rhythm. To most shinobi, it was imperceptible background noise. But to Naruto Uzumaki, now awakened as a true sensor, it was a symphony. He sat cross-legged in the forest clearing, surrounded by faint motes of golden light. His breathing was calm, steady, almost meditative. The once reckless boy who charged headfirst into every battle now sat still as a mountain. Each exhale expanded his perception, stretching his awareness like ripples across water. Beside him, Karin stood with arms folded, her red hair glinting in the moonlight. She watched as Naruto's chakra pulsed outward in controlled waves, brushing against the world and returning with information too complex for most minds to interpret. "You're getting better," she said, adjusting her glasses. "You've reached nearly 2 kilometers now. But your emotional control still fluctuates." Naruto smiled faintly. "You mean when I sensed that injured fox and tried to help it?" Karin frowned. "Exactly that. You can't let compassion cloud your focus. A true sensor can't afford to feel everything, Naruto. Otherwise, you'll drown in it." Naruto opened one eye, blue and sharp. "If I can sense someone's pain and ignore it, then what's the point of having this power?" Quote. Karin's expression softened. He reminded her of her younger self, full of fire and heart, before war and betrayal had taught her to build walls. "Maybe you're right," she admitted. "But that same empathy can be your downfall." Quote. Naruto chuckled. "I'll take that risk." The next morning, Naruto was summoned to the Hokage's office. Tsunade sat behind her desk, tapping her pen impatiently. "So, you really are developing sensor capabilities," she said, half curious, half wary. Naruto rubbed his neck sheepishly. "Yeah, Karin's been teaching me. I'm getting the hang of it." Shizune, standing nearby, looked intrigued. It's rare for someone with such massive chakra reserves to also refine sensitivity. Usually, the two don't mix. Tsunade leaned forward. "And yet, somehow, you're doing it. If you can sense emotions and chakra intent, you might be able to anticipate enemy movements in ways even the Byakugan can't." Quote. Naruto blinked. "Wait, really? That means, Tsunade interrupted, you'll be working with the sensory division for the next few weeks. Learn their techniques, refine your range, and report back." Quote. Naruto's grin returned. "You got it, Grandma Tsunade." She sighed. "Don't call me that." The sensory division's headquarters was quiet, filled with shinobi in meditation. Naruto sat among them, struggling to maintain composure. His natural chakra was chaotic, vibrant, untamed. The others' chakra signatures were like still ponds, his was a raging sea. A mentor named Naho approached him, a calm, stoic kunoichi known for detecting chakra from 10 miles away. "Close your eyes," she instructed. "Imagine your chakra as water. Now let it settle until it becomes still." Naruto obeyed, breathing deeply. Slowly, the roaring within him softened. His pulse aligned with the rhythm of the world. Naho smiled faintly. "Good. Now, reach out." Naruto did, and felt everything. The soft hum of life across the village, the warmth of cooking fires, the giggles of children playing, the faint anxiety of a shinobi patrol near the gate. And then, something else. Darkness. Cold. A whisper beyond the edge of his awareness, like a shadow watching from afar. Naruto's eyes snapped open. "What was that?" Naho frowned. "What did you sense?" Quote. I don't know. It felt familiar, but wrong." For the first time, Naho looked uneasy. "If you're already picking up distant malevolent chakra, you may have awakened more than just sensory ability. Be careful, Naruto." He nodded slowly, but in his heart, he knew what that presence was. Kurama. Later that night, Naruto sat alone by a river, watching the moon's reflection tremble on the water. He closed his eyes and entered his mindscape. There, behind the massive bars of the seal, the 9 tails stirred. "So," Kurama rumbled, voice like thunder. "You're learning to feel chakra now, are you?" Naruto crossed his arms. "Yeah, and I felt yours earlier." Quote. Kurama snorted. "Foolish brat. You think you can comprehend me just because you can sense my presence." "I don't want to comprehend you," Naruto replied calmly. "I want to understand you." That caught the beast off guard. "No one has ever said that to me," Kurama growled, softer this time. "Humans only want power. To control or to seal? Naruto smiled faintly. I'm not most humans. The great fox stared at him, those ancient eyes filled with something unfamiliar, not anger, not hatred. Maybe, curiosity. Greater than, we'll see, Kurama said finally. Over the following weeks, Naruto's abilities grew exponentially. His sensory field became sharper, extending several miles with precision. He could distinguish not only chakra signatures, but emotional undercurrents, fear, guilt, hesitancy. Hope. He began helping Konoha in unprecedented ways. During a hostage crisis, he located every enemy ninja by sensing their intent to kill before they even moved. During disaster recovery, he found buried survivors by tracing the faint tremors of life force. People began to whisper, greater than, Naruto's becoming like a living radar. No, more than that, he can feel your soul. Karin, however, remained his harshest critic. Your range has improved, she said one afternoon as they trained. But your empathy makes you vulnerable. A skilled manipulator could use that against you. Naruto grinned. Then I'll just sense their lies. She glared. You're infuriating. He laughed. And you like it. Quote. She turned away, cheeks faintly red. Idiot. But danger was always near. One evening, as Naruto and Karin returned from training, they were ambushed near the forest border by masked shinobi, remnants of a rogue intelligence faction that despised Konoha's new unity policies. Naruto sensed them before they appeared, 6 distinct chakra signatures hidden among the trees, hearts pounding with killing intent. They're here, he whispered. Surrounding us. Karin adjusted her glasses. I sense them too. Their chakras unstable, they're using suppression seals. Be careful. In an instant, kunai rained from the darkness. Naruto's hand flashed out, deflecting them effortlessly. He extended his sensory field, feeling each opponent's movement like ripples in a pond. He didn't need eyes. He could feel where they were going to strike before they even moved. Within seconds, 2 attackers were down. A third tried a genjutsu illusion, but Naruto countered instantly, tracking the truth through chakra vibration. You can't hide your fear, he said coldly. Karin's chakra flared beside him as she unleashed a sealing jutsu, immobilizing another. When the last enemy tried to flee, Naruto extended his awareness deep into the forest, locking onto his chakra trail. With a burst of speed and precision, he appeared before the man, his Rasengan spinning silently. The enemy froze. How did you? I felt your heartbeat. The Rasengan struck, ending the fight. When it was over, Karin approached him. You're improving fast. But, there's something different in your chakra lately. Naruto looked at her, his expression unreadable. Maybe because I'm starting to hear things others can't. She frowned. Like what? He glanced up at the sky. Voices. From the earth, from life itself. It's like everything's connected. Karin's eyes widened slightly. She had read about such cases, rare instances where sensory awareness evolved into natural perception, an ability once attributed only to the sage of 6 paths. She whispered, almost to herself, Naruto, what are you becoming? Days later, Tsunade called him again. This time, her expression was grave. There's been an attack near the border, she said. An entire recon unit wiped out. We need you to locate the source of the chakra disturbance. Naruto nodded, Karin beside him. They reached the site, a scorched battlefield littered with broken earth and burnt trees. Naruto closed his eyes and extended his senses. Instantly, a wave of darkness flooded his mind. He saw visions, screams, blood, the flicker of unnatural energy pulsing from underground. It was unlike anything he'd felt before, a fusion of multiple chakra types, twisted together unnaturally. He gasped. This isn't human chakra. Karin's face paled. Could it be Orochimaru's experiments? Naruto nodded grimly. Yeah, and it's still active. They followed the energy trail into a hidden cave, where a massive sealing array pulsed faintly. Inside lay a creature, a failed clone infused with fragments of multiple Kekkei Genkai. It stirred weakly, its chakra flickering like dying embers. Naruto felt its pain, its existence was agony. Karin whispered, we should report this. Let the Anbu handle it. But Naruto shook his head. No, it's suffering. Don't be stupid. It's dangerous. He stepped closer, ignoring her protests. If I can feel its pain, I can ease it. He placed his hand on the creature's forehead, channeling his chakra. For a brief, blinding moment, his sensory field exploded outward, connecting him not just to the creature, but to the residual consciousness within it. He saw memories, Orochimaru's lab, the screaming of test subjects, the fear, the despair. He saw lives erased, souls twisted. When he opened his eyes again, tears streamed down his face. "It's gone," he whispered. "I helped it pass peacefully." Karin stared at him in silence. She realized then that Naruto's gift wasn't just power. It was compassion in its purest form, the ability to feel life at its deepest level. Back in Konoha, word of Naruto's deeds spread quietly among the higher-ups. Some praised him. Others, like Danzo, saw him as a potential threat. "A ninja who can feel lies and emotions," Danzo muttered to Sai. "Such a weapon could destabilize even the root. We must monitor him closely." But Suna dismissed any suggestion of restraint. "He's not a weapon," she said firmly. "He's the heart of this village." Weeks later, Naruto sat atop the Hokage monument again, Karin beside him. The sunset painted the sky crimson and gold. "Hey, Karin," he said softly. "Do you ever wonder what it means to truly understand people?" She tilted her head. "All the time. But I stopped trying." Naruto smiled. "I think I'm starting to get it. It's not about hearing what they say, it's about feeling what they don't say." Karin looked at him, seeing not the boy she met months ago, but a shinobi transformed, calm, wise, radiant. "Maybe one day," she murmured, "you'll sense peace itself." He chuckled. "If I do, I'll make sure everyone feels it too." As the wind carried his words through the village, something subtle shifted, a sense of harmony, faint but real. Even Kurama stirred within him, murmuring, "Greater than, perhaps, this world might finally change." Naruto smiled, eyes glowing faintly as his senses expanded again, beyond Konoha, beyond the forests, touching every heartbeat that longed for hope. And in that endless stream of life, one truth resonated through him. Greater than the world isn't made of enemies and allies, it's made of connections. That was his path. Not the path of destruction or dominance, but of understanding. The path of the Sensor Sage. The moon hung high over Konoha, casting a soft silver glow over the rooftops. The village was peaceful, children asleep, guards patrolling quietly, the gentle hum of life all around. Yet, beneath that serenity, one boy sat awake, eyes closed, heart open to the world. Naruto Uzumaki was no longer just a shinobi. He was a living pulse of chakra awareness, a being tuned to every heartbeat within miles. Each breath carried information, emotions, energy, intentions. He could feel laughter from the homes nearby, the faint sorrow of a widow praying at a shrine, even the restless chakra of a young ninja dreaming of battle. But something deeper stirred in him that night, something vast and ancient. Inside his mind, Kurama stirred. "You've gone too far, brat. Stretch your senses this much again, and you'll tear your own soul apart." Naruto opened his eyes slowly. "You sound worried, fuzzball." Kurama's growl echoed like distant thunder. "You're diving into something humans weren't meant to feel. You're not just sensing chakra anymore, you're touching the essence of life. Even the Sage of Six Paths warned about this path." Naruto leaned back, gazing at the stars. "If I can understand everyone, even a little, maybe I can stop the hate before it starts." Kurama said nothing. He could feel it. Naruto's chakra wasn't just expanding. It was changing. It pulsed with a strange rhythm, one that resonated with nature itself. The next morning, Karin found him training at the northern cliffs. "You didn't sleep again," she said, adjusting her glasses. "You're going to burn yourself out." Naruto grinned. "I was close to connecting with something big last night." She frowned. "Big?" He nodded. "It wasn't human, it was everywhere at once. Like the world itself was breathing." Karin stared at him. "Naruto, that's not normal sensory perception. You're tapping into nature energy without realizing it. That's dangerous." He looked curious. "Nature energy, like Sage Mode?" "Yes," she said softly. "But you're doing it through empathy instead of focus. It's raw and unfiltered, it can consume you." Naruto's grin only widened. "Then I'll learn to control it." Karin sighed. You're impossible. Thanks, Databio. Tsunade summoned them later that day. Her tone was serious, her gaze heavy with concern. Reports say the Hidden Rain's been experimenting with chakra amplifiers. We need someone who can sense their movements before they reach our borders, she explained. Naruto stepped forward. I'll go. Tsunade raised an eyebrow. You're volunteering before I even finished speaking. Quote, because I already sensed it, Naruto replied. Their chakra is unstable. Like it's being forced through their bodies. That got Tsunade's attention. You can sense that from here. Naruto nodded. It's faint, but yeah. Feels wrong. Shizune whispered, incredible. Tsunade exhaled. Fine. Take Karin with you. This mission will test your limits. 2 days later, Naruto and Karin arrived at the Land of Rivers, a humid region marked by misty valleys and narrow waterways. The air was thick with unfamiliar chakra. Naruto crouched near the water, placing a hand on the surface. His eyes closed. The world shifted. He saw flashes, masked shinobi transporting containers filled with glowing liquid, scientists in cloaks adjusting strange seals, and a boy trapped inside a glass tube, screaming silently as his chakra was extracted. Naruto gasped, his hand trembling. They're experimenting on people. Karin clenched her fists. How many? At least a dozen, he replied, eyes still closed. They're deep underground, right beneath that mountain ridge. Without hesitation, they moved. When they reached the site, Karin activated her chakra chains to suppress the barrier. Naruto extended his sensory field to pinpoint enemy movements. 3 guards at the entrance, 2 above on lookout, and 1 behind the barrier seal, he whispered. On my signal. Karin smirked. You've gotten scarily precise. Naruto grinned. Guess you're rubbing off on me. Quote, she rolled her eyes, but her cheeks flushed slightly. Just focus, idiot. Naruto closed his eyes, feeling the guard's pulses. The moment one's heart skipped, distracted, he moved. In a blur, the first 2 fell unconscious before the others even noticed. Karin's chains lashed out, restraining the third. They entered the cavern, dark, cold, humming with stolen chakra. Inside were dozens of capsules glowing with a sickly light. People floated within them, unconscious, their chakra being siphoned by glowing seals. Karin covered her mouth. This is monstrous. Naruto clenched his fists, rage burning within him. But before he could move, he felt it, a massive, foreign chakra presence approaching from the depths. Someone's coming, he whispered. The air shimmered as a man in black robes stepped forward, his chakra twisted and hollow. His eyes gleamed unnaturally. So, the leaf sent its Jinchuriki, the man sneered. And the girl with Uzumaki blood. How fitting. Naruto stepped forward, his chakra flaring. You're experimenting on innocent people. I won't let that continue. The man chuckled. You can feel their suffering, can't you? That's your curse, censor. The more you feel, the weaker you become. He raised his hands, and dozens of chakra constructs burst from the ground, malformed creatures made from stolen life force. Naruto's eyes narrowed. You don't get it. His chakra flared brighter, golden light radiating from him. Feeling their pain doesn't make me weak, it makes me fight harder. The constructs charged, but Naruto moved like lightning. His every movement flowed with precision born from perfect awareness. Each enemy's intent was a ripple in his mind, each strike anticipated before it began. Karin unleashed sealing jutsu to bind the survivors while Naruto tore through the rest with Rasengan and raw chakra control. When the battle ended, only the robed man remained, panting. You're not human. Naruto's eyes glowed faintly, not with Kurama's chakra, but his own evolved energy. No, he said softly. I'm just someone who can finally hear the world. Quote, the man tried to activate a suicide seal, but before it triggered, Naruto disrupted his chakra flow with pinpoint precision, something only a true sensor could do. You're done, Naruto said. Karin approached, scanning the room. The captives are alive. We can take them back. Naruto nodded. Let's go. Back in Konoha, the rescued victims were treated, and the mission was declared a success. But Naruto couldn't shake the images from his mind, the pain, the fear he had felt through their chakra. He stood atop the Hokage monument again, wind blowing through his hair. Karin joined him quietly. You're thinking too much. He sighed. When I connected with them, I felt everything they went through. It's like their emotions are still echoing inside me. Karin hesitated, then sat beside him. That's what it means to be a true sensor. You don't just sense chakra, you sense the soul. But you can't carry everyone's pain forever, Naruto. You'll break. He smiled faintly. Maybe, but if carrying it helps me protect even one person, it's worth it. She looked at him, really looked at him. The boy she'd met had grown into something rare, a warrior whose strength came from empathy. You're going to change the world, she said softly. Naruto chuckled. Not alone. Karin blushed slightly. Idiot. Weeks later, a council meeting was held. Tsunade, Kakashi, and Shikaku discussed Naruto's rapid sensory development. Shikaku spoke first. His range now exceeds 5 miles. He can detect emotions, chakra flow irregularities, even chakra mutations. It's beyond standard human limits. Kakashi nodded. He's effectively created a sensory link between himself and the environment. It's like he's becoming part of nature itself. Tsunade crossed her arms. And if his chakra keeps merging with nature's energy? Shikaku sighed. Then he's walking the line between human and something else entirely. Quote, Tsunade frowned. Keep him grounded. If he loses his sense of self, his empathy could consume him, or worse, his chakra could overwhelm the balance of natural energy around him. Kakashi nodded. I'll talk to him. Quote. That night, Naruto sat under the stars again, his mind stretching beyond the village. He felt everything, the gentle hum of animals, the warmth of human life, even the faint pulse of energy deep underground. But then he sensed something else, a faint, ancient whisper buried in the wind. Greater than you are reaching where only the sage once walked. Naruto opened his eyes. Who's there? The voice was calm, almost familiar. Greater than you are close to understanding the true essence of chakra, connection. But beware, the more you feel, the less you remain. Naruto's heart pounded. Then I'll hold on to who I am, no matter what. The wind carried a soft chuckle. Greater than we'll see, child of hope. The presence faded. Naruto exhaled deeply, feeling the connection slip away. Yet, he knew, this was only the beginning. His journey wasn't just about becoming a better ninja. It was about unlocking a bond that tied all living things together, a power greater than jutsu or strength. The power of understanding. He smiled faintly, gazing at the horizon. Guess I've got more training to do. Quote, and somewhere deep within, Kurama growled softly, not in anger, but in reluctant admiration. Greater than, maybe, just maybe, you're the one who'll fix this broken world. As the moon hung high above the hidden leaf village, a faint breeze carried whispers of destiny. Deep within the forest training grounds, Naruto sat cross-legged, his palms resting on his knees, his eyes closed as he tried to quiet his mind. The faint hum of nature surrounded him, the rustling of leaves, the trickle of distant water, and the subtle pulse of chakra radiating from every living energy around him. It was in this stillness that Karin's voice broke through the silence. Greater than, Naruto, focus on the rhythm, not the noise. Every chakra signature has a beat, like a heartbeat. Learn to feel it, not just sense it. Quote, Naruto exhaled, his frustration visible even with his eyes shut. TCH, this is harder than mastering the Rasengan. I can feel something, but it's like, it's slipping away. Karin smiled, adjusting her glasses as her red hair glowed faintly in the twilight. That's because you're trying too hard. Chakra sensing isn't about brute force, it's about harmony. You're used to overwhelming everything with power. This time, you need to listen. Naruto frowned, but then, remembering her advice, he steadied his breathing. He focused, not on a single point, but on everything around him. And then it happened. The world lit up. He could feel the tiny flickers of chakra in the insects nearby. The faint energy signature of a rabbit moving in the bushes. Even the deep, calm chakra of a toad perched far above on a branch. The sensation was overwhelming, like suddenly hearing 1,000 voices at once, but for the first time, Naruto didn't flinch. Karin nodded approvingly. That's it, you're syncing with the world around you. When Naruto opened his eyes, they gleamed with newfound awareness. Hey, Looks like I'm getting the hang of this, believe it. But their training was far from over. The first test, the hidden presence. To test Naruto's ability, Karin brought him deep into a fog-covered valley known for its dangerous wildlife and rogue shinobi activity. The challenge was simple: find the hidden enemy before they found him. Naruto closed his eyes and reached out with his chakra senses. The mist made vision useless, but his new ability painted the world in energy. He could feel the presence of trees, small animals, and faintly, someone moving stealthily through the fog. Suddenly, a whisper of killing intent. Naruto ducked as a kunai zipped past his ear, embedding into the bark behind him. He grinned. Got you. Before the enemy could vanish, Naruto formed a clone and sent it in the opposite direction, creating two identical chakra signatures. The opponent hesitated, and in that instant, Naruto struck from behind, pressing a kunai to their neck. The fog thinned to reveal a masked Anbu operative. Karin watched from a distance, impressed. He sensed you even through the suppression seals. Not bad, Naruto. The Anbu gave a slight nod, then vanished. Naruto laughed and scratched his head. Guess I'm full of surprises, huh? Karin folded her arms. Don't get cocky. Sensing chakra is one thing, mastering it in combat is another. Quote, The Uzumaki connection. Days turned into weeks, and Naruto's chakra sensing sharpened to an almost unnatural degree. He began detecting chakra fluctuations even across miles. During one late-night session, he suddenly froze. I can feel anger. Hatred. It's coming from the village. Karin tensed. You can pick up emotions now. Naruto nodded slowly. Yeah, it's like their chakra tells me how they feel. There's a kid crying somewhere near the orphanage. And someone's arguing at Ichiraku. It wasn't just sensing energy anymore, Naruto was reading the emotions behind it. Karin realized that, much like her own abilities, Naruto's Uzumaki heritage amplified sensory potential far beyond normal limits. But there was something else. His connection to the Nine Tails was blending with it, deepening his perception even further. Kurama's voice rumbled inside his mind. Greater than, so, you're finally learning to feel the world instead of just punching it, brat. Quote, Naruto smirked inwardly. Guess even you're impressed, huh, fuzzball. Greater than, don't push your luck. But, I'll admit, this could make you deadly if you master it. Battle in the forest, the rogue censor. Word reached the Hokage that a rogue shinobi, once a member of the Hidden Rain, had infiltrated Fire Country. This ninja specialized in deception and sensory disruption. Tsunade decided to send a two-person squad, Naruto and Karin. The rogue's chakra was slippery, constantly shifting like smoke. Naruto closed his eyes and tried to locate it, but every time he found it, it vanished. Karin cursed under her breath. He's using false chakra trails. Quote, Naruto focused harder. His mind entered a state of complete calm, filtering through the thousands of signals around him. He remembered Karin's words, feel the rhythm. And then, he caught it. Amidst the fake pulses, there was one heartbeat out of sync. There, in a flash, Naruto appeared beside a tree, his Rasengan already forming. The rogue emerged, shocked. How did you? Because your chakra lied, but your heart didn't, Naruto said, slamming the Rasengan forward. The explosion of wind and light sent the enemy crashing into the earth. When the dust settled, Karin approached, smiling softly. You've done it, Naruto. You're not just a sensor, you're an empath. You feel chakra like no one else. Quote, The new path. After returning to the village, Tsunade personally praised Naruto and Karin. Their teamwork had not only improved Naruto's sensory skills but forged a new technique, a fusion of sensing and emotional awareness that could predict an opponent's intent before they acted. Naruto, now sitting atop the Hokage monument that night, gazed down at the village lights flickering below. Karin joined him quietly. You've grown fast. It's like watching a storm learn to dance. Naruto chuckled. Hey, guess I finally learned what it means to listen instead of just charge in. He clenched his fist, feeling the hum of the world around him, the countless lives, the emotions, the steady flow of chakra that bound them all together. Greater than, I can feel them all, their hopes, their pain. I won't ever let that light go out. Karin smiled faintly. Then maybe, just maybe, you're closer to being Hokage than anyone realizes. As dawn broke, the first light of morning spread across the hidden leaf. And in that quiet moment, the world itself seemed to pulse with Naruto's heartbeat, a boy who had learned not only to wield power, but to understand the invisible threads that connected every soul. The night after Naruto and Karin's return from their first mission as sensory partners, the moon bathed the village in silver. Despite the calm, Naruto couldn't sleep. He stood on the Hokage monument, eyes scanning the horizon, feeling everything. Every chakra pulse, every flicker of life, every emotion that drifted through the air like wind. He could sense joy from Ichiraku's ramen shop, Ayami laughing as she closed up. He could sense the tension of a couple arguing in a distant apartment. He could even feel the faint heartbeat of a stray cat hiding under a cart near the market. But amid all that, something darker stirred. A chakra that didn't belong. Naruto's eyes narrowed. Someone's watching. Without hesitation, he vanished in a blur, his chakra suppressing to near silence, an ability Karin had drilled into him relentlessly. He moved through the rooftops like a shadow, finally landing near a small clearing behind the Hokage's office. A masked shinobi stood there, cloak fluttering, eyes glowing faintly under the moonlight. Greater than, so, the Jinchuriki has learned to sense. Impressive. Naruto's jaw tightened. Who the hell are you? Greater than, someone testing whether the rumors are true, that the Leaf's Nine-Tails brat has learned the art of sensing chakra. Quote, before Naruto could reply, the intruder's chakra spiked, sharp and cold. He threw several kunai laced with explosive tags, but Naruto had already sensed the shift in his intent seconds earlier. In a smooth motion, Naruto leapt aside as the explosion tore through the clearing. The masked man rushed forward, blade glinting, but Naruto met him with precision he never had before, dodging just as the man's killing intent fled, countering with a spinning kick that forced the stranger back. Karin appeared from the shadows, her chakra glowing crimson. You picked a bad night to spy on us. Naruto smirked. I've got this, Karin. He extended his hand, forming a Rasengan, but this time it pulsed differently, infused with his sensory perception. The Rasengan didn't just move, it responded. It locked onto the intruder's chakra fluctuations, following him as he tried to evade. Greater than, how are you tracking me? Naruto grinned. You can't hide your fear. Your chakra's shaking all over the place. The Rasengan connected, blasting the man back against a tree. Before Naruto could interrogate him, the ninja released a smoke bomb and vanished, leaving behind only faint chakra residue. Karin frowned. That wasn't any ordinary spy. His chakra felt altered, like someone experimenting with sensory sealing. Naruto clenched his fist. Whoever he was, he's after my abilities. I can feel it. Quote, Days later, the training deepens. Tsunade, after hearing the report, called Naruto and Karin into her office. Her expression was grave. Greater than, I've reviewed what happened. Whoever that man was, he was using advanced chakra manipulation. Naruto, you've become a target. Naruto scratched his head, smiling awkwardly. Guess that means I'm getting stronger, huh? But Tsunade's gaze was sharp. Strength without control is dangerous. Karin, I'm assigning you to continue Naruto's training, full sensory integration. Quote, Karin nodded. We'll begin today. They returned to training ground 44, the Forest of Death. Karin set up several seals across the forest, each one designed to emit a faint, fluctuating chakra pulse. Naruto's goal, detect and track every single one while evading a team of shadow clones hunting him. The forest was alive with chakra signatures, hundreds of animals, dozens of natural leaks, and the echo of his own clones. The air was thick with energy, but Naruto had learned to filter through chaos. He dropped to one knee, placing his palm on the ground. His eyes glowed faintly blue as he focused. Greater than, one at the far north, another by the river, but that last one, wait. He suddenly sensed a faint, distorted signature, almost undetectable, like someone trying to suppress their chakra completely. He smirked. Found you. He blurred forward, dodging kunai from his own clones, leapt off a tree trunk, and hurled a wind-enhanced kunai toward the false signal. It embedded into the ground, triggering a hidden explosive seal. The explosion sent debris flying, but Naruto was already behind it, anticipating the movement of the true seal buried below. He struck the ground with a Rasengan, disrupting the chakra pulse. Karin's voice echoed from afar. You got all of them in half the time. Not bad, Naruto. Naruto laughed, breathing hard. Hey, guess I'm finally learning to use my head as much as my fist. But just as the words left his mouth, the forest went silent. Every bird, every insect, vanished. Naruto frowned. Wait, the air feels weird. Karin's chakra flared. Naruto, get back. From the trees emerged three masked shinobi, cloaked in dark robes, their movements eerily synchronized. Their chakra signatures were faint, almost ghostly. Greater than, we are the silence. We've come for the Uzumaki sensor. Naruto's eyes widened. So that spy was one of you. Greater than, you've awakened a power that doesn't belong to you. The ability to read chakra emotions is forbidden knowledge. Karin stepped in front of Naruto, fury burning in her crimson eyes. You think you can decide that? You'll have to go through me first. The battle exploded into chaos. One of the masked ninja unleashed a wave of genjutsu-infused chakra. Naruto staggered, clutching his head. The emotional waves were overwhelming, filled with hatred and malice. Damn, I can feel their rage, their pain. Karin grabbed his hand, steadying him. Focus on my chakra, Naruto. Anchor yourself to it. Naruto took a deep breath, centering on the familiar warmth of her energy. The chaos inside him settled. Slowly, he began to read the enemy's rhythm. Their movements were erratic, but their chakra pulses followed a hidden pattern. Got it. He weaved through their attacks, countering each blow a split second before it landed. Every flicker of intent, every faint emotional ripple, Naruto felt it all. He slammed his palms together, summoning dozens of shadow clones, each one radiating faint chakra decoys. The enemy hesitated, unable to tell which Naruto was real. Karin smirked. You learned fast. Naruto grinned. Hey, well, it's easier when I've got a good teacher. He closed his eyes mid-battle, letting instinct guide him. The real Naruto appeared behind the leader, Rasengan forming with perfect precision. Greater than, you should have stayed hidden. The Rasengan collided, tearing through the man's chakra suppression field. The others tried to retreat, but Karin unleashed a powerful chakra chain barrier, trapping them. Greater than, you're not going anywhere. The fight ended as suddenly as it began. The silence agents, defeated, melted into shadow-like energy and vanished, some kind of chakra projection. Naruto panted. They weren't even real. Quote. Karin frowned. No, they were testing us. And now they know exactly how strong you've become. The hidden threat. Later, as the two sat by the riverbank catching their breath, Karin looked at Naruto with quiet admiration. You're different now. You don't just fight, you feel the battlefield. Naruto stared at his reflection in the water, his expression serious. When I sense chakra now, I can feel everything. Not just strength or weakness, but sadness, anger, fear. Everyone's carrying something. He clenched his fist. I want to protect them all. No matter what. Karin's voice softened. That's what makes you special, Naruto. You don't just sense chakra, you connect with it. Quote. At that moment, a gentle wind blew across the water. Naruto closed his eyes, feeling the countless chakra signatures of the hidden leaf. He could sense the laughter of children training, the determination of shinobi sparring, even the calm presence of Tsunade watching over them. And beyond that, he sensed something vast. Faint. Watching. Kurama's deep growl echoed in his mind. Greater than, you feel it too, don't you? That wasn't the last of them. Something big is coming. Naruto nodded silently. Then we'll be ready. The dawn of the Sensor Sage. Weeks later, Naruto continued to train, combining sensory ninjutsu with his Sage mode. The results were terrifying. His ability to feel natural energy and chakra together allowed him to predict attacks before they even began. When an enemy's chakra shifted, even slightly, Naruto already knew where they would strike. His reflexes became sharper, his awareness limitless. He could detect life forms across entire battlefields. Tsunade and Shikamaru observed his progress from afar, astonished. He's evolving faster than anyone expected, Shikamaru muttered. If he keeps this up, he might even surpass the sensory capabilities of the first Hokage. Quote, Tsunade nodded solemnly. He's not just learning, he's transcending. Final scene, the new sense of peace. Months later, as Naruto and Karin stood on the outskirts of the village, a gentle silence surrounded them. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky gold. Naruto smiled faintly. You know, for the first time, I can really feel it, peace. Karin tilted her head. How so? Naruto placed a hand over his heart. Because when I sense the village now, I don't just feel pain or fear. I feel warmth, connection, hope. Karin smiled softly. You've become more than a shinobi, Naruto. You've become the village's heart. Quote, as the wind carried their laughter through the evening air, Naruto's chakra intertwined with the village's, calm, radiant, alive. In that moment, he truly understood what it meant to be an Uzumaki, not just a vessel of immense chakra, but a bridge that connected every soul through feeling and understanding. And as the stars began to shine above, the future Hokage stood silently, listening to the heartbeat of the world. Months had passed since Naruto first began his training with Karin. What started as curiosity had turned into one of the most powerful sensory bonds ever formed between two shinobi. Together, they had faced ambushes, uncovered conspiracies, and uncovered a shadow organization that sought to control those gifted with chakra perception. Naruto's growth was nothing short of extraordinary. He had learned to sense not just chakra, but emotion, intent, and even truth. Every vibration of life resonated with him. The wind carried whispers of danger, the earth echoed the pulse of those who meant harm. The final test. Tsunade summoned Naruto and Karin to her office one morning, her face grave. We've received reports of the Silence regrouping. Their leader calls himself a Kuro, a rogue Uzumaki with chakra perception beyond anything recorded. Naruto, Karin, you two will lead the mission. Karin looked at Naruto, uneasy. A rogue Uzumaki. That means he's like us. Naruto nodded, tightening his headband. Then it's up to us to stop him before he hurts anyone else. Quote, they traveled deep beyond the borders of the Land of Fire, to a mist-covered valley filled with ancient ruins. As they entered, Naruto felt it immediately, an overwhelming chakra presence, calm yet suffocating. Welcome, Naruto Uzumaki, came a voice from the mist. You've grown well, for someone who once couldn't even sense a lie. From the shadows stepped a tall figure with red hair and cold golden eyes. Chains of pure chakra swirled around him. Akuro smirked. You've awakened a fraction of your potential. But you've yet to understand the true burden of sensing life and death. Naruto clenched his fists. I don't need your philosophy. I just need to stop you. The battle of senses. Their fight wasn't one of brute strength, but of perception. Every strike, every movement, was predicted and counted. Naruto and Akuro read each other's chakra like open books, reacting before the other could even move. Naruto's Rasengan met Akuro's spiraling chakra seal in a brilliant explosion. Karin's chakra chains lashed out, intercepting attacks that Naruto couldn't see. But Akuro was too skilled, his sensory perception reached beyond the battlefield. He began influencing Naruto's emotional field, flooding him with the pain and sorrow of others. Do you feel it, Naruto? The suffering of every soul your village ignored. The cries of the forgotten. Naruto staggered, clutching his head as countless emotions flooded his mind, fear, hatred, loneliness. His own memories resurfaced, being shunned, being called a monster, being alone. Karin shouted, Naruto, focus on me, focus on the present. Through the chaos, Naruto sensed something stronger than pain, Karin's unwavering faith. Her chakra burned like a beacon, grounding him. He steadied his breath, smiled faintly, and opened his eyes, gold and red energy spiraling together. You're right, Akuro. I do feel their pain. But that's what makes me strong. Because now, I'll never let anyone feel like that again. The heartbeat of the world. Naruto's chakra flared across the valley, forming a dome of pure sensory energy. Every heartbeat, every life around him became one with his own. He could feel Karin's trust, Tsunad's hope, even the distant pulse of the hidden leaf. He formed a new technique, a sensory Rasengan, infused with every emotion he carried. It pulsed with empathy, not rage. Greater than, this is the difference between us, Naruto said softly. You sense pain, but I sense people. He launched forward, the sensory Rasengan connecting with Akuro's chest. The energy didn't destroy, it purified. Akuro collapsed to his knees, his expression softening for the first time. Greater than, so, this is what peace feels like. As his chakra faded, Akuro smiled faintly and vanished into light. Aftermath. Karin approached Naruto, breathing heavily. You did it, you really did it. Naruto smiled weakly. He just needed to be heard. Everyone does. They stood together as dawn broke, the mist clearing around them. The valley glowed in the sunlight, the heavy air of battle replaced by calm. Naruto looked at the horizon, sensing the countless lives thriving in the hidden leaf. You know, Karin, for the first time, I can feel everything, and it's beautiful. Quote. Karin nodded, smiling. You've become something more than a shinobi, Naruto. You're the bridge between every heart. He laughed, rubbing the back of his head. Guess that means I'll have to protect 'em all, huh? Quote. Kurama's voice echoed in his mind. Greater than, you always were too sentimental, brat. But, I suppose that's your strength. Naruto smiled. Yeah, it is. Final scene. Years later, as Hokage, Naruto stood atop the village. The air was filled with peace, laughter, and unity. He didn't need to see to know everyone was safe, he could feel it. Every heartbeat in Konoha resonated with his own. And as the wind carried the sound of life through the village, Naruto whispered softly to himself. Greater than, as long as I can feel them, I'll never be alone again. The sun rose high over the hidden leaf, and for the first time in history, the village's protector didn't just watch over his people. He felt them. Thank you.